In this video, we're going to go over some of the bearings questions I asked on the Maths Watch. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my protractor. So this is quite similar to the tool that you have on Maths Watch. The first question asks us to measure the bearing of B from A. That means I first need to draw a north arrow on A. So that's got to go straight up, as neat as I can. Okay. And then I need to draw a line between A and B. I want the bearing of B from A, and this is the angle, remembering that I always measure bearings clockwise from north, which goes from the north arrow at A, clockwise to B, or clockwise to the line that joins A to B. And if I read, remembering that if I start on the outside, I stay on the outside, so I can see the 0 is on the outside of my protractor. Starting from 0, I read 10, 20, 30, so I can see that the bearing is 30. Now, bearings always have three figures, so I'm going to write my answer as 0, 3, 0 degrees. Secondly, I want the bearing of A from B. So what I need to do now is draw a north arrow on B. And I can actually use my angle properties to work this out. So the angle that I want, I'm going to draw in blue. This is this angle here. It is the angle clockwise from the north arrow at B, which goes all the way to the line that joins A to B. So that blue angle is what I want to work out. Now, I can do this one of two ways. I can firstly work out this angle here, this inside angle. I can work out what that's going to be, and then I can subtract it from 360. So that's one way to do it. So let's do that now. So let's measure this inside angle here, being as neat as we can. So it's a little bit hard to see. Now, anti-clockwise is going to be on the inside of my protractor. And I can see that the angle on the inside is 150. So that means this angle here is 150 degrees. So that means the blue angle, which I actually want, because that is what goes clockwise from north, is going to be 360. Take away 150. The reason for this is that angles around a point, or around a full circle, add up to 360 degrees. This will give me an answer of 210 degrees. The next bearings question is this one with the stadium. Now this is a bit of a trickier question, but it's not really any more difficult than what we've done in class. So the university is on a bearing of 50 degrees from the stadium and 300 degrees from the hospital. I want to mark the position of the university on the map with a cross. To do this, I'm firstly going to draw a north arrow on the stadium, and I'm also going to draw a north arrow on the hospital, like that. So making sure that I'm going exactly north, so I'm going to be as neat as I can. What I'm going to do now is draw straight lines that are on the bearings that they've indicated. They firstly want the bearing of the university, so that's on the bearing of 50 degrees from the stadium. So I'm going to put my protractor on the stadium like that. I'm going to line it up with 0, exactly. Now, the university is on a bearing of 50 degrees. So I'm going to go across to 50 degrees clockwise from north from the stadium. And I'm going to make a little mark for myself there. I'm going to remove my protractor and I'm going to draw a straight line where I drew that mark. Through the stadium and through that line. Through that mark, sorry. There we go. So everything on that line is on a bearing of 50 degrees from the stadium. Similarly, I want to do the same thing, but this time from the hospital. So to do this, I need to remember my angle rules. If I want to draw a line which is on a bearing of 300 degrees from the hospital, it's going to look something like that. Now, to do this, for this outside angle to be 300 degrees, the inside angle here, the interior angle, if you like, needs to be 60 degrees because angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. So I'm going to draw an angle anti-clockwise in the hospital of 60 degrees, and that will give me the bearing. So let's do that now. So let's try and make this as neat as we can. So I'm lining up my protractor with 0 again. Now this time going anti-clockwise, so that means I'm interested in the inside of the protractor, right? The 0 is on the inside. So I'm going 60 degrees anti-clockwise because that is equivalent to doing clockwise 300. Take my protractor away, draw a straight line through the hospital and the point that we've just made. And let me just neaten that up a little bit. There we go. And where those two lines meet, that should be the position of the university. So I'm just going to make a cross there as neat as I can. And that is the position of the uni.